Good morning, students. It is the lesson "We are not afraid to die if we can all be together," written by Gordon Cook and Alan West. It is for class 11 Hornbill English. It is second video of this very chapter, in which I will tell you something about the word meanings that will enrich your vocabulary, because the terms used in this lesson are so difficult to understand. That's why you must know all about it. That is very important to understand. Here you can know all about it. Lifeline. What is lifeline? Lifeline means here you can see these word meanings. They are lifelines, ropes to go under sea, don't put on, while skin, set of water, proof cloths, life jackets, jackets without sleeves filled with air to help float on water, ominous, inauspicious, portentous, aft near the stern. Overboard, over the side of the boat into water. Popped out, appeared suddenly, capsizing, turning over in water, hurled, threw violently, taut, stressed tightly, guard rails, bars to support at the side of the ship. Boom, long spar which extends to the bottom of a cell. Hatch, it is a door in the deck of a ship. Deck, it is the platform of a ship. On their second day out of Cape Town, they began to meet strong gales. For the next few weeks, they blew continuously. Gales did not worry the narrator, but the size of the waves was so alarming that rose up to 15 meters, as high as their mainmast. It was so high waves that rose up to the mast. December 25 was so difficult. 3,500 kilometers east of Cape Town they had come. In spite of the very cruel weather conditions, they had a wonderful holiday complete with a Christmas tree. New Year's Day saw no improvement in the weather, but they reasoned. What did they reason? That it had to change soon. And it did change. But this change was so worse, so bad. In the morning on January 2, the waves were so big, so gigantic. They were sailing with only a small storm jib and were still making 8 knots. As the ship rose to the top of each wave, they could see endless, enormous seas rolling towards them. And the screaming of the wind and the spray was so painful to the ears. To slow the boat down, they dropped the storm jib and lashed a heavy mooring rope in a loop across the storm. Then they double lashed everything went through their life raft drill, attached lifelines, donned whaleskins and life jackets, and waited. Here I have tried to make you understand what are the parts of the boat that you will come to understand in a much better way. From top I start. Jumper strut. That part you can see. There is mast long pole spreader that is attached with a rope to the upper shroud. Jib is there. Mooring clit. You can see it just ties boom. It is part. Back stay. There is another part. Tiller. Rudder. Traveler. Center board trunk, lower shroud, center board and upper shroud. These are the parts that will help you understand about the ship wave walker much better. The first indication of impending disaster came at about 6 p.m. With an ominous silence. The sea was completely silenced. The wind stopped and the sky immediately grew dark. Then came a growing roar. It was enormous cloud towered aft of the ship. With horror, the narrator realized that it was not a cloud but a wave like no other he had ever seen. It appeared perfectly vertical and almost twice the height of the other waves. It was a frightful breaking crest. The roar increased to a thunder as the stern moved up the face of the wave, and for a moment the narrator thought they might ride over it. It was really a tremendous explosion shook the deck. A torrent of green and white water broke over the ship. His head smashed into the well, and he was aware of flying overboard and sinking below the waves. He accepted that his death is approaching and he was losing his senses. He felt quite peaceful. Unexpectedly, his head popped out of the water. A few meters away, wave walker, the boat, was near capsizing. Her masts almost horizontal. Then a wave hurled her upright. His lifeline jerked, taut, straight, tightened. He grabbed the guardrails and sailed through the air into the wave walker's main boom. Main boom. It was very disastrous. Subsequently, waves tossed him around. The deck like a rag doll, the doll made of cloths. His left ribs cracked. His mouth filled with blood and teeth broken. Somehow he found the well, lined up the stern for the next wave, and hung on. Water everywhere. Who said? St. College, he said. In the rhyme of the ancient mariner, he remembers water, water everywhere, not a drop to drink. He could feel that the ship had water below, but he dared not abandon the wheel to investigate. He could not go. Suddenly, the front hatch was thrown open. Hatch means the door. And Mary appeared. She said to father, they were sinking. She screamed loudly. The decks are smashed. We are full of water. You can think how a father could have heard who was already dying, feeling unconscious, how he could save the life of his daughter. Take the wheel, he shouted as he scrambled for the hatch. Here it is the story in the second video, and I will continue this story in the third video. Thank you. Thank you, children.